Hello everybody and welcome to the Ozzimon Library. Of course, I'm your host, Librarian, and today another Christmas video for everybody. Let's dive in straight away and get this thing on a roll. First things first, of course, we did this in our Halloween month. We gave Jack Skellington a Keyblade, so this time around it only makes perfect sense to me if we gave Santa Claus a Keyblade. I mean, come on, the big jolly giant guy who goes around spreading joy, guy who's giving presents, sneaking into people's houses, creeping on children, making sure there's cookies and, Bailey's out for everybody. Well, for him. He steals people's cookies and Bailey. This guy should not deserve a Keyblade. Anyway, let's give the guy who gives everyone the Christmas presents a Keyblade. So, first things first, this Keyblade does have a transformation. But there's only one thing that I do have to mention here. The Keyblade and the transformation look nothing alike. I haven't even kept the same design, which I do tend to do, hence because in Kingdom Hearts 3, where the transformation mechanic got introduced, the Keyblades and their transformations do look alike, but in this, they don't match whatsoever. I really tried to come up with a design for the transformation that would make it look and kind of make sense once I came up with the weapon, but I couldn't. Yeah, I've been struggling drawing recently, okay, and I draw all these myself. Let's start off with the Keyblade. What's two things that Santa Claus is known for that isn't his big jolly red suit? Because I didn't want that to be a part of the Keyblade. Well, he's known for having reindeer, of course, he's got a few of them, we may know a couple, and of course, the most enough one being Rudolph. And then, of course, he's known for checking his list, not once, but twice. And he has a naughty list and a nice list. So I thought, how could I combine these aspects into a Keyblade? Well, I kind of came up with a decent idea. So, when it comes to his list, imagine if the list was all scrumpled up into a scroll-looking thing. Every time we see Santa Claus with a list, it usually is kind of rolled up in a sense. It's never in a book or anything. So, imagine if the rolled-up piece of paper, the rolled-up list, was the base of the weapon, the handle, so to speak. Now, I was just going to leave it like that, but that'd be really weird if you're just holding a piece of rolled up paper, so I had to put in a handle somewhere. So, in the middle of the scroll, in the middle of this rolled up piece of paper is the handle. It may look a bit weird, but I can kind of see it working out. It also acts like a big handguard now as well. But yeah, I've actually written on the scroll as well, on the list, there's actual people's names there. There are actual names. A lot of the people I actually know, there's some people that I'm friends with, there's some people that I'm related to, there's some people that I've turned into stories, and there's also storyline characters from Tiger Tales on there too. So the bridge of the blade and the tip of the blade are going to be reindeer, and I literally got reindeer that are attached to the reins and turned that into the bridge and blade of the Keyblade, making sure Rudolph was the very tip, and of course he does have a red shiny nose, so I had to add that to it. But yeah, the Keyblade is there. It's a weird looking Keyblade. There are some really odd looking Keyblades in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, come on, let's be honest, if you look at some of the designs from Birth by Sleep, for example, some of them were really weird and wacky. So, there you go, that's what I came up with. It's a weird-looking Keyblade, but no offense, so is the whole tale of Santa Claus. So, with that, his Keyblade, I wanted to give him a decent weapon. Now, we have to take Santa into account here. He's a big, bellied, fat dude running around. So I had to think about that logically. You can't give Santa Claus claws or nunchucks or something that requires you moving stupidly quick. It isn't going to work. I mean, as hilarious as that would be, it wouldn't work. So I decided to give him a bazooka, an ice cannon. Now, rocket launcher-like weapons isn't exactly a new thing to Kingdom Hearts and Keyblade transformations, as we know, because we have two weapons in Kingdom Hearts 3 that do exactly the same. So, that being said, I wanted to give him an ice cannon, an ice bazooka, and this is where the whole template kind of changes, because my idea was wrapping paper. Then my idea kind of spiraled from wrapping paper to Christmas crackers. Now, I don't know what the rest of the world does, but I'm from the UK, and where I grew up in the Christmas setting of when you sit down for your lovely tuck-in roast dinner, you tuck into your roast potatoes and all that stuff, you pull a cracker with a family member. Sometimes there's a joke, there's a really crappy paper hat that you can wear, and sometimes, well, back in when I was a kid, there was some really cool little trinkets, pair of dice, joke book, matches, little yo-yos, there's all sorts of stuff. Then now I'm an adult, I can kind of see how bad they are, but anywho, I thought, what if the cannon resembled a pulled cracker? But that's where things got a bit weird, because I tried to get the colour scheme from the Keyblade and tried to add it on to this, and it honestly just looked like someone wiped their ass after eating an Indian curry the night before to spending all morning on the toilet. I'm not going to lie to you. So, redesigning the whole thing and starting again, I made it look like a cracker, but I made it red, jolly, festive. We put a star in the middle to resemble the star on the tree. There's snowflakes all over it. There's some green in there as well. It literally does look like a torn cracker. That's the whole point of this. Now, the end of it, which would be resting on Santa Claus's shoulder, the bit that the person holds, that isn't drawn so great, I will admit. But as you can see, there's a blue section. That is obviously where it would glow when he pulls the trigger. It'll shoot a big ice beam. Or maybe he could charge it and shoot ice, like energy balls that kind of like work like a grenade launcher. But yeah, he'd have the ability to freeze people, hit the Heartless with ice bombs, ice beams, that sort of stuff. I can also imagine maybe Santa being able to put it on the ground, like aim it at the ground, pull the trigger, and ice spikes would just erupt from the ground, hitting all the Heartless. But yeah, it's a fun idea. It's just the Keyblade and the cracker cannon, as I'm calling it, don't correlate, which I've noticed that. Yeah, I do apologize about this. But anyway, that is Santa Claus with a Keyblade. I really like my idea with turning the idea of Santa into a Keyblade, but staying away from the red. I want to stay away from the red suit. That's literally what the guy's known for. Another idea I did come up with was use a chimney, but I don't think that would work because not every house has a chimney. Anyway, if you could give Santa Claus's Keyblade a transformation, what would you guys go with? There's a couple things that you could do. Like some big major over-the-top things, but I like keeping it to weapons or something that could be used as a weapon, hence why I gave him the, the cracker cannon or bazooka. Anyway, that's me for this video. Make sure you check out the other videos on the channel, of course. I know the artwork isn't great. I draw all these myself. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Let me know what you guys think of Santa Claus's Keyblade and the cracker cannon. And yeah, what would you turn Santa Claus's Keyblade into if you could? Thank you everyone for tuning in. I love you all, and I shall see you guys in the next video.